or are they just frames? Is my watch even real? Or is it just aluminum foil? I guess it really is all in how you look at it. All right, everybody, right now, I want you to think of a number from 1 to 10. Guys, think of an odd number. Ladies, think of an even number. I've got a list of words here. I want you to remember the word that falls at your number. Has everybody got a word? Perfect. In a moment, I'm going to have you think of an object. I've got a list of objects, common household objects, objects you might find lying around your house, objects I found lying around my house. And I want you to think of one of these objects, but I want you to think of the object that best fits with the word you have in mind now. For example, if your word was round, you would think of a ball or a pizza before you would think of a box. Does everybody understand? Excellent. Think of an object now. Has everybody got an object in mind? Perfect. Everybody, hold your hands in front of you, just like this, as if you were holding that object. I want you to feel the weight, the shape, the contours, all of the dimensions. But be careful, guys. It might be imaginary, but you're still holding on to a carving knife. Ladies, you should be okay. I don't think anybody's ever hurt themselves on an imaginary yellow ball of yarn before. I know what you're thinking, obviously. I told you tonight's show was going to happen in your hands, and it will, and now's the time. You were asked to bring 4 playing cards. Get them out now. It doesn't matter what 4 cards they are, as long as there's 4 of them and they're all different. Take those 4 cards, turn them face down, and hold them in your hand like this. Mix them up so you don't know what card is where. When you're done mixing, turn the cards sideways in your hand like this. This is the hardest part of the trick, but I believe in you. I want you to tear all 4 cards in half at the same time. You can do it. I believe in you. Now you should have 2 piles of cards, one in your left hand and one in your right hand. Put one on top of the other. It can be left over right, or it can be right over left. It's entirely up to you. Spread those cards and take a chunk from the top, 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards, entirely up to you, and move them to the bottom. You can move them 1 card at a time, or you can take chunks of 3, or 2, or 4. But just take chunks off the top and move them to the bottom until you're satisfied they're mixed. Now take the bottom card. Don't look at it, but take the bottom card and stick it under your bottom. Sit on it. If you're not sitting down, place it in your pocket or your purse, someplace you can get at it easily, but don't look at it. Take the top 3 pieces. Take the top 3 pieces of your pile and stick them into the middle of your pile. They can go in the same spot, or they can go in 3 different spots. It's entirely up to you, as long as they go in the middle. Now take 3 cards, or 4 cards, or 2 cards, it's up to you, off the bottom, and again, stick them in the middle. They can go in the same spot, or they can go in different spots, as long as they go in the middle. Excellent. Now I want you to take any 3 pieces from the middle. They can come from the same spot, or they can come from 3 different spots. But I want you to take 3 pieces from the middle of your pile and trade them with anybody else in the room. Take the pieces you get from that person and again, stick them in the middle of your pile. anywhere. Square everything up. Now, take any 3 pieces from the middle of your pile, any 3 pieces. Don't look at them, just throw them away. Take 2 pieces from the middle of your pile. And again, make a decision. You're going to put one back on top and you're going to throw one away. This is your decision. Put one on top and throw one away. Lastly, take the piece that's in the middle, throw the other 2 pieces away and stop. Hold on to this piece, but don't look at it. Let's recap what's going on. You had 4 cards. You shuffled them, you mixed them, you tore them in half. You mixed them some more. You chose what pieces would go where. You chose how many pieces to put off the top into the middle. You chose how many pieces to take from the bottom in the middle. You chose who to trade with and where the pieces you got would go in the middle of your pile. You chose how many pieces to keep and how many pieces to throw away. These were all your decisions that you made as an individual. But we did it together, as a group, as a team. And from my perspective, the results speak for themselves. But what about your perspective? If some of your pieces match, if any of your pieces match, if all of your pieces match, well, that would be real magic. Take a look. My name is Sean Fields. Thank you guys so much for having me. Enjoy the rest of your evening. The best is yet to come. Good night, everybody.
Sean, thank you so much. Let's take a look in the chat real quick. Donna Lawson's like, wow, Jennifer Shaker says sick. Pretty awesome. Close-up magic is incredible. Really talented guy, Sean Fields. You don't need to hear more from me. Let's go with a quick update. Craig in marketing.
Hi, everyone. My name is Craig Coots, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Marketing here at Princess Auto. I hope that you're all having a great Royal Night so far. There have been a lot of changes here at Princess Auto recently, with a new CEO and a new plan for the future. When I took on the role as SVP of Marketing, the first task that Ken set out for us was to help put a flag on the mountain to help everyone know where Princess Auto is going. And we're on a journey to make Princess Auto a remarkable retailer, possibly the most remarkable retailer in Canada. Our new brand strategy is what sets Princess Auto apart today and what we will lean further into tomorrow. It is going to be an exciting journey as we continue to let more people know about Princess Auto, and that journey starts with our handshake.
Shaking hands with someone seals the deal. It represents your word.
It is a bond. When you choose to buy from us,
we're essentially shaking hands.
We promise to be here for you because we respect who you are and what you're doing.
We pride ourselves on helping you create the ideas in your head
and putting the right tools in your hands.
We are thrilled when you stop by on your way to solve a problem, or when you choose to linger longer.
Pour nous parler d'un rêve qui sera transformé en réalité.
We believe in our lasting relationship and will always help you to get things done right.
We promise to provide you with an unrivaled range of products.
A positive can-do attitude and second-to-none service.
Because we honestly believe that together, we can figure anything out.
Our commitment to you is that we'll never lose sight of who you are or why you come to us.
Whether for your shop, work site, or home.
We know you love finding the right tool, the right equipment,
or the right solution to build or repair things yourself.
To that end, we will always welcome, serve, and celebrate who you are, because we know that you
are the guy who is counted on at the job site to know what to do, how to do it,
and that you won't be satisfied until the job's done right.
Vous réveillez vos voisins avec des bruits provenant de votre garage un dimanche matin.
But they tolerate it because you tune their mower in the spring.
You jumpstart their car in the winter. And you bring your toolbox over whenever something breaks.
You have a family that puts up with the long hours and the fatigue that comes from a hard day's work.
But you also feel gratitude and pride from what you're able to accomplish.
You let your friends borrow your tools because you always have a spare on hand.
Vous êtes le type qui travaille du lever au coucher du soleil.
But still, rush us home to spend a couple hours building stuff with your kids.
So you can teach them the joys of working with their hands.
Everyone's life is better when they know a guy.
We're glad that we know you, and think the world needs more guys like you.
So we promise to keep trying our best to live up to your expectations, so you keep doing what you do best.
You can always count on us
to help you find ways to make stuff work.
Our handshake is our commitment to ourselves and to our customers. It means a lot to us, and we hope it means a lot to you as well. Thank you to all of our team members across Canada in our stores, DCs, NCC, and home office who took the time to help us out with that video. So, what's next? By now, you've all received a copy of our handshake with your Royal Night notebook, and soon you'll start to see our handshake in other places, both internally, like on the Workbench, and externally, both in our stores and on princessauto.com. We're very proud of our handshake, and we look forward to sharing more of our brand strategy with you all in the coming weeks and months. Thanks again, and enjoy the rest of your Royal Night.
Oh, hey, you know what? That's awesome. I can't wait to put this together when I get home. Are you ready for trivia question number 3? We've got another $20 gift card coming up. This one's from Amazon. Now, get ready in the chat. First 5 correct answers. Pop it in there. You're eligible to win. Question is a complete sentence. When you buy from us, we're essentially... That's where you come in. You complete that sentence. When you buy from us, we're essentially... you finished that. I want to check in with another store. Let's say hello to Calgary. Calgary, how are y'all doing out there? Are you ready for trivia question number 3? We've got another $20 gift card coming up.
No, I'm so sorry. Sorry, Cal. Ça va I'm so sorry.
That was amazing. Great work, Calgary. It looked like you're all having a good old time. Good job making a lot of noise. Coming up next, after our next act, we got some messages from the Home Office. That's going to be a few messages, but we got the premier act coming up next, the headliner. The reason you're here tonight to have a good time and listen to some music. I'm really excited about this. He's got an incredible and distinctive voice. You recognize it immediately.
Je vais pouvoir te parler quand je veux.
Inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame with his former bandmates, the Bare Naked Ladies, and he continues to create new music. Unfortunately, due to the COVID, his tour and Stratford Festival musical was pushed back, but he's still trucking on, creating killer content, connecting with his fans around the world with his Live from Home series, which I assume is both live and from his house. That's just me. Without any further ado, it's the one, the only, Stephen Page from Scarborough.
Well, hello, everybody. How are you? Nice to see you all. I can't see you. What am I saying? I know I can see you in the chat. I can see people there in the chat. That's as seeing you as I get.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Just finished a full 2-hour show, like the Live from Home concert, and I'm thrilled to be here, be able to play for you folks of Princess Auto. You know, I was just thinking about we're now at the 1 year of being locked down. 1 year ago, I was in Stratford, Ontario, working on a musical that was about to be on stage there. For all of last summer, and of course that all just got canceled. We all got sent home. But I was thinking about how the last show I did before everything got shut down was in Brandon, Manitoba. Fantastic Brandon, Manitoba. Anybody here from Brandon, Manitoba? Anybody? I don't know. I'm not going to ask if you were at my show or not, but I enjoyed being there very much. It was the first time I'd been back in many years, and it was awesome to be there. And now it has a special place in my heart. Not just because of Princess Auto, but also because it's the last concert I played in front of an actual audience before COVID. But in the meantime, enjoy my basement. How about that?
Mac and cheese earlier.
I met you before the fall of Rome, and I begged you
to let me take you home. You were wrong, I was right. You said goodbye, I said goodnight. Ooh, it's all been done.
You can you're
It's all
shaking.
been done. Ooh, it's all been done.
The cringe fest that we just have.
Before the West was won, and I heard you say that the past was much more fun. So you go your way, I'll go mine, but I'll see you next time. Ooh, it's all been done. Ooh, it's all been done. Ooh, it's all been done. And if I put my fingers here, and if I say I love you, dear, and if I play the same 3 chords, will you just yawn and say, woo, it's all been done. Woo, it's all been done. Woo, it's all been done. Before, alone and bored on a 30th century night, will I see you on The Price is Right? Oh, will I cry? Will I smile as you run on down the aisle?
C'est vraiment le roux dans le C'est tellement awkward.
It's all been done before. It's all been done. It's all been done. It's all been done. It's all been done. It's all been done.
Excuse-moi le gars.
It's all been done before.
Je sais que c'est loser.
All right.
dois trouver une façon
Well,
de
here we
bouger.
go. I'm going to
On
play a
est un
song
peu en
that
retard.
I wrote, well, exactly a year ago. I looked on my YouTube page yesterday to see how long it was. It was on the 17th, March 17th of 2020 that I posted this. And I posted this basically as soon as I wrote it. It's a song about being holed up. At that point, I was still in Stratford, Ontario, wondering when I could go home or wondering when I can go back to work. And wondering what was happening. It was the day after we found out that Tom Hanks had COVID. The day, remember those naive, wonderful days when we thought, NBA is canceled. This is weird. And then we've lived a whole year. Thankfully, I hope you've had as painless a year as possible. But this is what I was imagining life at home would be like, and I don't think I was that far off. It goes like this. Everybody in the house next door, everybody on the ocean floor, everybody in the grocery store sing, oh, 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 oh. Everybody says the bacon bread, everybody feel the creeping dread, everybody's going back to bed like me, I'm here to stay. Everybody taking online courses, everybody with their tiny horses, everybody due to unseen forces, oh, 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 oh. Everybody with the broken dreams, everybody on the big sport teams, everybody with the fake news memes in isolation, 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 isolation. Oh, 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 oh. Everybody with an empty fridge, everybody on the Brooklyn Bridge, everybody with the privilege sing, oh, 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 oh. Everybody with the lonely heart, everybody sharing graphs and charts, everybody singing wherefore art thou, oh, 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 be
yo, I could take the easy route and say this is the way we've always been. But spend a couple hours down the rabbit hole and you'll know what I mean. Everybody who just lost their gig, everybody who once started big, everybody gonna flip their wig like me. I'm going crazy. Everybody with the cable cut, everybody in the Pizza Hut, everybody is together but in isolation. 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 Oh, 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 oh. Everybody with a nice clean tone, everybody with the filthy phone, everybody staying home alone like me. I'm here to say that everybody's gonna make some stuff. Everybody's gonna say enough. Everybody's gonna call their own bluff in isolation. 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 Oh, 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 oh. Isolation. 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 Oh, 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 oh. Thank you very much. Got one last song for you.
I'll say it
This
again.
set, I'll be back in a little bit.
Who the fuck is that guy?
But I hope, I think it's a song about making
is
the
that
best,
guy?
but making the best of what we've got, and want to celebrate all of the people out there who made the best of a really tough year. Had to be creative, and had to be innovative, and pivot, and all those other kinds of buzzwords that people use, but they're true. I mean, they are true. We really had to change the way we go about living our lives, and it's exciting to see what people have done. This is an old song for people who are old like me. Or if you're not old like me, maybe it's a song your parents used to play. The worst is when someone comes up to me and they say, you know what, my grandparents used to play your stuff in their van all the time. That one makes me feel really great. Thanks, everybody. Even if we never really knew each other anyway, even if we never really knew. It took me 2 months to get over the loss. Whoa, whoa. I took a beating when you wrote me those letters. And every time I remember the taste of your lip gloss, well, even if we never really knew each other anyway, even if we never really knew each other anyway.
Je fais un live
Maybe
pour
we
80
always
voix
saw
que je
right
fais dans
through
la
each
caméra.
other anyway.
Genre un gars, non, je sais même pas c'est qui, genre. Parce que moi, je sais pas c'est qui, Kat, mais je sais qui fait parler des trop jeunes.
There were times when I wanted to hurt you.
How the fuck should I know?
And there were times when I know that I did. Whoa,
Elle fait dire allô.
There were times when I thought I
Oui,
would
dans mes
do
affaires.
you. I'm sorry,
Qu'est-ce
but
que tu
can
fais?
you blame me? I was only a kid, and so were you. So tell me why we never really respected each other. Tell me why I never believed that you were a person too. I always thought that you fancied my brother. I may not have liked it, oh, but memory is a strange thing, oh, and ain't it, I remember you. Ain't it, we never really knew each other anyway. Ain't it, we never really knew each other anyway. Maybe we always saw right through each other anyway. But ain't it, we never really knew each other anyway. It took me a year to believe it was over. Oh, and it took me 2 months to get over the loss. Whoa, I took a beating when you wrote me those letters. Yeah. And every time you told me to get lost, hit the road, get out of here now. It's not fair to say that it's 'cause I was 3 inches shorter than. And it's not fair to say that it's 'cause I was only 15 years old. Maybe it's fair to say there was a lack of communication. I took your phone message, oh, and speaking of communication, oh, and it hey, you're kinda cold. I can get a job, I can pay the phone bills, I can get the lawn, cut my hair, cut on my cholesterol. I can work overtime, I can work in a mine, I can do it all for you, but I don't want to eat it. We never really knew each other anyway. Eat it, but never really knew each other anyway. Maybe we always saw right through each other anyway. But eat it, but never really knew each other anyway. Yeah. All right, all right. Come on. Maybe we always saw right through each other anyway. Eat it, but never really knew each other anyway.
Here's.
All right, thank you.
On s'élève,
We will
am
see
I
you
right?
very- I'll see you very
Ouais.
soon. But in the meantime, let's check
J'ai
in
le
with
droit de
Home
voir.
Office in Winnipeg.
Sheesh! Mark Tallman, Chopin.
Welcome to Royal Night 2021. For over 30 years, Royal Night has been Princess Otto's night to celebrate, and tonight is no different. I think after a long year of COVID, we're all ready to celebrate just a little bit. Can we get another round of applause for Stephen Page and Sean Fields?
C'est vrai, elle a fucking jeune.
I know my father's watching, so I'd just like to say that all of those songs I recognize from being a little kid in his car, just to make him feel that little bit older. And I'm still lost trying to figure out that card trick, so if anybody has any tips, let me know. Tonight we are live from St. John's, Newfoundland, all the way to Victoria, BC. The first time that we've had something like this. We're live in our stores as well in the homes of many of our team members. And in this building, we're ready to go. So welcome everybody wherever you may be. 2020 wasn't exactly the year that we were planning. Last January, Matthew and I met with the senior leadership team of Princess Auto to discuss the year to come. We reviewed their plans and set out our goals for the future and got to know each other a little bit more.
Matt, mais comme depuis tantôt, je vois, il vient genre à chaque comme.
Ken Larson had just
15 minutes,
become
il met un
Princess
message genre
Auto's
hi
brand new
kicker.
CEO, and we were excited for 2020.
Juste drôle.
I remember the sense that I had in January that we had a
Genre,
couple
tout
big goals.
comment tu m'as tu te
We
demandais,
wanted to
c'est fou
build
qu'il
better
drôle, c'est tout des
relationships
quand
with
même
our
de boomer,
suppliers
c'est comme.
and fill our chain with more inventory.
Pas tant de rapport, genre, tu sais, le gars il dit I wanna
While
win
we
a
were getting
key,
ready for a great year of activity, there were storm clouds on the horizon.
rigolo.
A virus coming out of China that we all were scared of. I remember traveling early January last year with my father down to Florida. And while we were on the Air Canada flight, I remember thinking that it was weird that the flight attendants wearing masks and gloves. Little did I know that was going to become the normal for us. During January, we boosted our inventory orders and put a much larger bank loan in capacity so we could ride out any storm that came for us. But frankly, we had no idea what was to come. As we got closer to Royal Night, fear was in the air. And at the very last minute, we decided to downsize the event and we coined the term Royal Afternoon. There were several memorable things that came out of that afternoon. For one, we changed our profit sharing plan back to an annual basis for which it had been for the first 20 years of the program. As we weren't sure that everybody would like this program and that some people were going to have difficulties in the short term, we decided to do a one-time annual profit sharing payout. But as the pandemic began, it was a tough decision to go ahead with as we were worried for the survival of our company. Looking back on it, I think that it was probably the best thing that we could have done for all of our team members across the country. Secondly, we set 3 major pandemic goals: survive as a company, keep our store open, and most of all, not lay off any of our team members. In the early weeks and months of COVID, Matt and I, along with our father, met with Ken Larson daily and the senior leadership team regularly. There were definitely quite a few difficult moments, but we stayed true to our 3 goals for the most part. When Ontario closed for the first time, we were certainly panicked, but we knew from the numbers that we were seeing that we were going to survive. We just didn't know how long we could keep it up for. I'm really pleased to tell you that we did. And we've mostly lived up to those 3 goals, except Ontario, which we've had to close a few times. It really was a heck of a year, and I'm pleased to share the financial goals with you. We learned so much, and I'm incredibly honored to be aligned with the people of this company. It really brings me great pleasure. On a personal note, my coffee company, Empty Cup, is ready to open shortly, and I thought that I would give you guys a glimpse of some of the stuff to come. Within our stores, we are doing Blue Truck Coffee, and here is some of the early packaging that we're doing. We'll be serving the coffee free to our customers. We'll be selling bags as well as K-Cups within our stores. I hope that if you guys come to visit, you're able to come to my cafe, which is opening on April 1st, as well for anybody in Winnipeg. Well, within this folder, we have the financial results, but I think with keeping with our traditions, I'd like to call up my brother to share those results with you. Matthew?
What, c'est des frères? Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. A few people have requested I keep the mask on. So apparently not everyone likes looking at my face, but unfortunately, I am going to remove it.
Marie Fédérale. Ben, ouais, je pense que ça s'en vient. Hein.
I would like to welcome you all
C'est
here
pas tout fini,
Royal Night 2021. It's been a long year since Royal Afternoon 2020, but I think I think it's been a good year in hindsight for the circumstances. Like everyone, I look forward to doing this Royal Night again one day with a full room of people, a full room of our teams, and hoping that day is not too far off. I'd like to especially welcome my grandpa, Harvey, my dad, Bob, who are tuning into this, I believe. I hope there were fewer technical difficulties than trying to get the Jets games on the TV, but I trust that they figured it out.
Mais je comprends pas qu'est-ce que t'es en train de dire. Il y a rien qui est fini, là, ça.
Well, Mark has shared the happenings of the past year. My job is to talk a little bit about our future plans. With all the ups and downs of the past 12 months, it hasn't always been easy to plan for the long term, but we have been making some progress these past months. Since Mark and I became the owners of H. Tallman International in Princess Auto about 2.5 years ago, we have met regularly with a small group that we call the H. Tallman Owners Council. This Owners Council is comprised of myself, Mark, Bob, and a couple other old timers, David Schneider and Harold Romanishin. Between them, they have over a century of experience at Princess Auto. Normally, our group meets annually in Gimli, Manitoba for a January planning session. However, this year, we could not make it up there. Instead, we have begun 3-hour meetings every week since January, where we have began to discuss long-term planning. Our planning meetings thus far have followed two main courses of conversation. First of all, we have discussed the future of H. Tolman International, and specifically, we have worked in the areas of ideas around real estate, around international growth, and around potential new startup projects and acquisitions. And secondly, we have spent a substantial amount of time focused on the future of Princess Auto. We have discussed the opening of our current stores, our current format of store in approximately 15 new markets over the coming years. The focus of these stores will be continuing to grow out our current footprint across the country. Through our discussions, we are also considering other possible opportunities for Princess Auto's growth, including the possibility of larger stores, smaller stores, and potential international development. While we are still at the beginning of these long-term planning discussions, I think it's really important that you hear the overarching principles with which we approach our long-term planning. We recognize that to survive as a company, we need to have growth, but growth is not our main focus. Our main focus remains how we operate this business. It is not our goal to be the biggest company. We do not aspire to be as large as possible. Instead, we choose to operate in a more nimble way and to focus on what's important. Instead of being huge, our goal is to be a great company, focused on our teams, our team members, and our customers. Years ago, the company grew from a Winnipeg-based organization to a Western Canadian company and then to a Canadian coast-to-coast company. A goal as we grew was to geographically disperse our stores so that we were not as vulnerable to a downturn in any particular part of our country. We are currently discussing how to continue that diversification
Il y a dit genre des
in our
magasins
long-term
les
planning.
plus petits puis les plus gros à travers le Canada, puis peut-être aller
Whatever we
international
do,
après.
we have every intention
Je sais
to remain financially
il y a
prudent,
supposé en avoir un à
assuming
Lévis,
reasonable
à Québec,
risks, but not betting the future of our
un dans la
company
Rive-Sud pour
on
Daniel
some
Faggins, qui
extreme
arrête pas
risk.
d'en parler depuis genre que je le
Finally,
connais.
we will always be
Un
transparent.
genre à
We will always be
Trois-Rivières.
transparent with our team members as we continue to build our plans for the
Parce que
future.
genre au début, il parlait comme ah ouais, ils vont ouvrir des
There
stores,
is
puis
one
on
specific
va
thing
aller
that I would
aider les
like to
stores
provide an
genre
update on tonight, which is a real
à
estate
mettre le
deal
stock, puis j'étais genre
here in Winnipeg
ça me
that
tente pas d'aller
we
à
think
Saint-Jérôme.
we are close to.
À Trois-Rivières.
It's an exciting deal to purchase a property to allow for future development. Should this deal be completed soon, as we hope, it will provide some exciting possibilities. Please stay tuned for more information. COVID has been a challenging time for all of us, but it cannot keep its grip forever. We need to be ready to move forward, as we are. Together, with all of our teams across Canada, we have a chance to continue to work towards our goal of building Canada's best retail company. These are not idle words. I regularly visit other retailers, and I am convinced that we are capable of being the best.
Moi, je te cache les subtitles.
My brother and I believe that the difference is our people and our teams and how we work together. As COVID dissipates, no one knows what will happen to our economy, but perhaps the period after COVID will be similar to the period after the Spanish flu, the Roaring 20s, which was a period of tremendous growth. But whatever happens, we are well positioned to continue to grow as a business. As Mark said, we meet with Ken Larson regularly, and I can tell you that all three of us are committed to the long-term values of our company. Sometimes in an era of Twitter battles and abrasive debates on pretty much everything in our society, it can be easy to lose track of the things that matter. But please know, we are committed to not dividing the people in our company based on the societal chatter that we hear every day. We will always strive to treat everybody respectfully, And you have Mark and I's commitment on that. And now, I'd like to salute everybody for a year. Well done. And I'd like to get into the financials. Perhaps on second thought, I will turn the financials over to Mr. Ken Larson.
Bonus? Ah, financials, perhaps? Savez?
Thank you, Matt.
Moi, je te dis que au-dessus de 30 jours de...
Hope you guys are enjoying the night. Oh, thank you. Yeah. We've got like 6 people in this room for everyone across Canada. It's amazing. So before I get going, Eric, who's kind of heading up the Royal Night team, came to me quite some time ago and said, hey, I really want to throw a party. What do you want there? So, well, it's clear. Beer and bare naked ladies. Somehow he heard the word "the" in there. But we're working it out. We're working it out as the night goes. With that, we're going to get into our presentation here. So Royal Night 2021. Actually, before I start there, Bob Tallman's watching from home. He's helped me quite a bit on this speech over the last month. Quite nervous, first year as CEO, doing this speech. And about a month ago, we got together and I practiced it with him. And he said, well, it's going to take a little time. Try it a few more times. I tried it about a dozen more times, came back to him, and he said, ooh, okay, you want to try to slow down a little bit. Today, after 30 times of trying it, we were in this room together, and he looked at me, and I thought I knocked it out of the park, and he had a smile on his face, and he said, some CEOs don't give speeches. So we'll get going from there.
Savage.
2020 really was a year of challenge and a year of change. And let's just talk about kind of what happened. We had a really strong start to our year. January and February were fantastic. As Mark and Matt said, we were well on our way to filling our stores with inventory. The merchandising team was creating great events. And then COVID-19 hit. Because of that, we increased our lines of credit and our inventory orders, worried about what would happen with our supply chains. At the very last minute, we held a Royal afternoon, and we thought, maybe this thing will be a couple of weeks. Boy, were we dumb. Our goals were simple. 1, survive as a company. 2, keep our stores open.
J'ai déjà dit ça.
3, keep our team members working, and I'm proud to say we've been able to do that throughout this whole thing. I would actually say, on behalf of Matt and Mark Tallman and myself, that's the thing we're most proud of this year. And obviously keep them safe. And then Ontario closed for the first time.
So deep.
And in March and April, our sales crashed and we're 30% below. With our Ontario stores closed, our goals remain simple. Survive, keep our stores open where we could, and obviously keep our team members working and safe. Heading towards the summer, we started to see our sales come back in May. We started to recover, and then there was a surge, and our sales started to boom. Sales remained strong throughout the fall and into the Christmas period. And as restrictions have come and gone, we've weathered this storm. And we've weathered it together as a team. The results you're about to say, or not say, this is why Bob told me I screw up. The results you're about to see are a tribute to everyone in this company. I'm going to say that again. And it's important to hear. The results you're about to see are a tribute to every single person in this company. Whether you work in a store, in a DC, in a call center, in maintenance, in the home office, wherever you are, The results are because of every single person in this company, not things that happen in boardrooms, not
Tout
things
à cause de
that happen
Loric, meilleur employé de cette compagnie.
in meeting rooms, whatever else. They happen because of our people. Matt Tallman was right. We are the best Canadian retailer out there, and it's because of our people. So let's get to the financial results. Are we ready? I'm not going to pass it on to anybody else. I'm just going to leave a screen blank for a very long time.
T'es quand même drôle, notre CEO.
In 2019, if you remember, I've screwed this line up too. Here we go. In 2019, if you remember, our sales were just around $602 million. In 2020, we achieved $716 million in sales.
Wow. MVP, Loric. Imbattable.
Or 19% more. Our gross margin in 2019 was right around $280 million. In 2020, $328 million.
Non, ça serait Most Valuable MVTM, Most Valuable
Operating
Team
expenses
Member.
In 2019 were $241 million. And in 2020, we're $258 million, which is outstanding on that growth. Only a 6% increase on a 20% growth in sales.
Yeah.
So let's talk net income. Net income, right around $38 million in 2019.
Alright, big money, big money, big money.
2020, our net
10 million.
income was $70 million.
70 mil.
Or a huge 85.2%.
Oh, aïe, aïe. Tout-moi ça. C'est à cause que j'ai vendu mes outils.
Before we get into
EFC carry.
the rest of the financials, I want to say it again. It's really important to say, it's on the screen. The results that you guys just saw are all because of everyone in this company. Without our people, we wouldn't have been able to achieve these things. I never imagined this would look this way as I started being the CEO, but now looking back, I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. You guys have come together as a team, and I really appreciate everything you guys are doing. So let's talk about those financial results. Net income as a percentage of sales, which obviously affects our profit sharing and our DPSP. In 2019, that $38 million that I was talking about was about 6.3%. And in 2020, 9.81%.
What does that mean? C'est ça que je reçois dans mon bonus.
So for some of you, this is your first profit sharing. So let's talk about how it works really quickly.
Et là, le bout est intéressant.
Base profit sharing is 13% of net income, plus a DPSP, deferred profit sharing plan, when net income exceeds 7.5%. So obviously in 2019, it did not, and in 2020, it has. Quick math.
Quick math.
DPSP is invested and it's accessible when you retire. So let's talk about profit sharing. Our base profit sharing in 2020 was $4.9 million. Our DPSP calculation, as I just said, was 0 for a total profit sharing of $4.9 million. In 2020, our base profit sharing is $9.1 million. And I'm very excited to say an addition of $1.6 million in DPSP for a total of $10.7 million profit sharing.
Beau, ça? Attends, tout de suite, donne-les-moi tout.
So let's talk about it as a number of days. Again, 2019.
Oui, là, ok, là, c'est là qu'on...
16
Ah,
days
c'était
of
16,
profit sharing
c'est
is
genre le
what
double.
we gave out
On va avoir
that
genre
day.
40 jours.
Or the equivalent of 3.1 weeks.
Et on va avoir genre
In 2020,
7 semaines? What?
$10.7 million,
Non, attends, wow.
or 35 days of extra salary.
Genre,
7
7
weeks
tabarnak, ça
of
fait
extra
genre
salary for every single person in
1500.
that company.
Chiii! Je suis down.
So let's talk about the distribution.
Okay,
This is kinda
I'm out.
gonna be like the vaccine, the old guys first. No, I'm just kidding, Drew. He was excited. He was excited. No, it's if you're with your team tonight across the country, or if you're here in Winnipeg or in one of our DCs, you're gonna get a pay stub tonight that indicates what you get, and you'll personally receive it
Moi,
from
faut que
your
je passe
leader,
demain.
which we're so
Après ça, je
happy
pensais y
to
aller
do.
en allant chez toi.
Thank you guys again all so
Il est encore
much.
chez toi?
Otherwise,
Je
everything
l'espère.
will be direct deposited
Je
on
passe au printemps,
Tuesday.
c'est pogner le mien.
I say we hope, because we've had screw-ups in years past, and this year I've screwed a few things up as CEO, so we're gonna hope that that works, but it will be there. Before I talk about the future, I've said it already a million times, guys. The results you've just seen are a tribute to every single person in this company. Congratulations. And now let's just talk quickly about the future. How do we make our financial future better? Focus on serving our customers. Craig Coots talked about the handshake, royal service, and great returns. Stay unique in our products. I know Mark Reed and the merchandising team are doing that. Manage our gross margin. Can't be too high and it can't be too
De ce que j'ai
low.
compris, jeudi,
Manage our operating expenses, which we've all done a really great job of this year. Know our numbers. Continue to share that information. Megan and the finance team have done a great job of doing that, so that you guys know how you play a part in this big picture. And most of all, keep changing. Keep growing, keep learning, keep failing,
Parce qu'il me semble,
dust yourself off, try new
on
things.
disait genre dimanche,
That's how we're
disait
gonna do it.
dimanche, Daniel va être là pour hand out
just a
les profit sharing. Fait que,
view of why I think we can improve our financial results. This year, that's our profit sharing. Last year,
demain, t'es prêt.
looked a little
Demain,
like that bar there. 2018, it looked like that. 2016, that's how it looked. So we've given out a lot more profit sharing tonight than in all of those years. But let's have a look at 2013. Did a little better. A little better in 2020, or 2010, pardon me. In 2006, we gave out 22 weeks of profit sharing.
What the fuck?
I believe that we can do it. Matthew, Mark, our executive team are committed to continue to give out more and more profit sharing every year. And we want all of you guys to be a
part of it. C'est une séquence compagnie qu'on travaille, là. Genre, ils donnent des Saint-Hubert, genre, pour rien. Puis comme.
One other note. I know
M'a
Larry
donné, genre,
Tallman is watching, Bob
le cas de
Tallman's
favori
watching,
2
Harvey
fois.
Tallman's watching,
Mais ça,
Matt
c'est moi
Mark
parce que
are
je suis
here.
awesome.
Over the years, since
Donné
Larry
aussi
Tallman
du
and
Subway.
Bob
Bah oui, j'ai
Tallman
une carte cadeau
created
du Subway.
profit sharing back in
Je voulais le dire, mais
1988
je te la donnerai
until
puis tu
tonight,
remanger un moment donné.
they've given out
Il y
$160
avait genre
million
plein d'autres
of
shit
profit
que il
sharing.
me semble qu'il m'avait donné. Mes amis, genre quand je leur montre mes cartes cadeaux de la job, ils sont comme, what the fuck, pourquoi ils te donnent ça? Puis je suis comme, oh non.
We
Pourquoi
work
pas?
for an extremely, extremely amazing company, and all of you are tremendous. All of our store teams, I know you're all watching right now. Thank you guys so much. Milton DC, we're here with the Winnipeg DC, the Calgary DC, the call center. Everyone from home office, watching from home. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. This has been an amazing year. And with that, to get some reaction, I'm going to throw it over to our Kelowna store. Kelowna. Everyone from home office, watching from home. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Ça, c'est un peu awkward. Steven Page. En tout cas, je vais aller sur Spotify le look-up.
Awesome. Hey, Kelowna! Kelowna! Woo!
Ah, il est là.
Nice work.
Check. Oh, shit. Non. Shit!
That's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. I got, I was talking about how great it was for people to pivot.
Combien de monthly listeners on va le
voir? And just
5
make
000.
things work over
Ouais.
the course of this pandemic.
Ouais.
To be able to see a
Ish.
company like
Mettons, on le compare à Kygo, là.
make these amazing
Ouais.
profit sharing
28 millions.
with
Je pense qu'il est
their,
un petit peu moins famous.
employees is inspiring.
Il est d'où, lui?
Canadian.
Broke into the old apartment.
Ah, The Old Apartment, c'est ça qu'on écoute en ce moment.
This is where we used to live. Broken glass, broken hungry, broken hearts and broken bones. This is where we used to live. Why did you paint the walls? Why did you clean the floor? Why did you plaster over the hole I punched in the door? This is where we used to live. Why did you keep the mousetrap? Why did you keep the dish rack? These things used to be mine. I guess they still are. I want them back. I broke into the old apartment 42 stairs from the street. The crooked landing, crooked landlord, narrow laneway filled with crooks. This is where we used to live.
Ouais, Anne-Marie, elle m'écrit, mais comme, je sais même pas pourquoi je reste connecté, là. Elle a baissé ça un peu, là. Non, moi non plus, je sais pas. On devrait-tu, genre, partir? Je sais pas, là, c'est comme... What am I supposed to do? On sait c'est combien de bonus, là, fait que je suis comme... Qu'est-ce que je fais, là?
Stomped on the floor just for fun. I know we don't live here anymore. We bought an old house on the damn floor.
D'accord, là?
She loves me, her body keeps me warm. And I'm happy there. But this is where we used to live. I broke into the old apartment. I'll turn the phone out of the wall. Only memories, fading memories, blending into dull tableau. I want them back. I want them back. This is where we used to live, and I want them back. This is where we used to live. I want them back. Woo! I want them back.
Ça va tellement être awkward de faire une performance
On top of the great
devant une caméra.
about profit sharing. I will, I was pretty pleased with that sweatshirt.
Moi, je serais pas.
Ah, the Enid sweatshirt. Red hooded sweatshirt, as Adam Sandler would sing.
Il y avait un rush pour faire un show, là. Là, ça aurait été. Mais lui, c'est un fuck out. Ou Maxime, là, j'aurais été down. Max, tu fais un concert, là.
Was dazzled by her smile while I shopped there. It wasn't long before I lived with her. I sang her songs while she dyed my hair.
Je peux pas voir les commentaires depuis un bout.
Chained by it, but I can't decide which side I'm on. Chained decided only cowards stay while trainers run.
I'm good.
Chained Jane. I'd bring her gold and frankincense and myrrh. She thought that I was just making fun of her. She made me feel I was 14 again. And that's why she thinks it's cooler if we just stay friends. Jane doesn't think a man could ever be faithful. Jane isn't giving me a chance to be shameful. Jane, na na na, Jane. I wrote a letter she should have got yesterday. That life could be better by being together is what I cannot explain to Jane. The girl works at the store, sweet Jane St. Clair. Still dazzled by her smile while I shoplift there. No promises as vague as heaven. No Juliana next to my heaven. Jane desired by the people at her school and work. Jane is tired as every man becomes a lovesick jerk. Jane, na 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 na. Jane, come on. There we go. Living in the 90s, oh, down here in my basement, everybody. Not really. I live partially. But part of me lives in the 80s. That's okay. That's okay. One more song for you. Also from the 90s. And you know what? I'm not going to pretend I'm fully of today. I don't have a TikTok. What is that TikTok?
Il y a du TikTok.
I don't know. Probably better if I don't. Drove downtown in the rain, 9:30 on a Tuesday night, just to check out the late night record shop. Call it embalsam, call it compulsive, call it insane. When I'm surrounded, I just can't stop. It's a matter of instinct, it's a matter of conditioning, and a matter of fact. You can call me Pavlov's dog. Ring a bell and I'll salivate. How'd you like that? Tuck the lens and tell me and I'm just a better gun. In bed, just like Brian Wilson did. Well, I lying in bed just like Brian Wilson did. Whoa, hey! So I'm lying here, just staring at the ceiling. listening and re-listening. Smile, they smile, and I'm wondering if there's some kind of creative drive behind. I'm lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson.
Bon, on arrête ça, là. J'étais un peu. J'étais allé de l'entendre chanter, puis là. Je sais pas si toi tu veux rester et écouter ça, mais je pense pas qu'il y a comme grand chose d'autre, là. Je te vois écrire, fait que. J'ai l'impression que c'est un comme. Un fat. Ça va très bien. Ça veut dire quoi, ça? Tu veux continuer à écouter ça? Tu peux quitter, ouais, c'est ça. Je pensais, anyways, quitter. C'est de la grosse merde. Faut que tu vois ça. Ok. Ben, tu sais quoi, je peux. Non? J'ai-tu fait quelque chose de mal? C'était ben le fun, là, mais. Capable. Ben, j'imagine. Toi, tu vas aller faire quelque chose d'autre, là, j'imagine. Tu vas pas rester ici à me regarder toute la soirée. Non, je vais fermer le. Je vais fermer le stream. Mais tu diras allô à tout le monde. Puis je vais te voir demain. Puis tu me diras. T'étudies. T'étudies pourquoi, the fuck? T'as un examen? Badminton. Oh my god, ok. Je laisse étudier badminton d'abord parce que parce que c'est vraiment important d'étudier badminton. Ça, c'est. Ah ben là, les règles de badminton, c'est facile là, comme mode. Tu veux venir magasiner? Vous allez magasiner? Ben oui. Ben oui. Ben oui, ben oui, ben oui. À quelle heure je peux venir te pick up là? On peut y aller avec mon auto ou comme tu veux. Absolument, moi, je veux toujours passer du temps avec toi. T'as aucune idée à quelle heure? Ok, à 7h30, je suis chez vous. Pas vrai. Ok, tu me diras ça là, anyways. Tu connais mon horaire, moi je suis tout le temps disponible pour te voir. Fait que tu me diras à quelle heure tu veux que je vienne, puis je vais être là. J'ai hâte de te voir. Peut-être dans tes bras. En tout cas, fait que c'est ça, bonne soirée, tu dire allô à tout le monde. Allô à Laurent. Les Canadiens se font péter en ce moment, fait que c'est pas le fun. Mais c'est pas grave. Mais moi aussi je t'aime. Je t'aime tellement, tellement, tellement. J'ai hâte de te voir. Je vais fermer mon affaire. Mais je sais pas si tu vas m'appeler tantôt, mais je vais toujours te répondre. C'est bon? Yeah. Tantôt mon amour. Je t'aime. Moi à plus. Ciao. Je vais aller gamer. Je t'aime.